Welcome to Dungeon Master Deep Dive. I'm Mason Edwards, creator and designer of the World of Aelithia, map architect, and campaign writer. The DM Deep Dive short series serves to provide a gateway to the behind the scenes of the DM screen. In this episode, we'll spend some time talking about the inspiration for the World of Aelithia, the general overview of the world, and my experience with the game. So, let's dive in. The whole idea behind the World of Aelithia kind of came out of nowhere. It was around December of 2021 that world building cogs started to mesh together, and the idea for this entire setting was born. The driving idea for this world was that I wanted to design something new, something perfectly entwined my love of science and my love of fantasy into one immersive world. In previous world builds, I had limited myself in how in depth I was willing to go in terms of detail and concepts, so I challenged myself to go all in this time. And it was probably one of my favorite journeys. In fact, it still is. Getting to build this world in the long term, expanding my knowledge, and in turn, this world's lore more and more every time I use it. I wanted to design a world that was bizarre, expansive, and so in depth that it could feel as if you were actually there. The idea of a single goddess known as Aelithia would create this world and imbue life onto it, and then allow other divine beings to have influence in it as well, would generate a plot line that would have its fair share of chaos, turmoil, and beauty all mixed together. Once I had the general concepts put together, I drew from a great deal of inspiration from some of my favorite sources, such as D&D sourcebooks and TTRPG series such as Critical Role, sci-fi worlds like Star Wars, and fantasy settings such as Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and Arcane. Mixing ideas from all of these works and their phenomenal authors allowed me to customize a world far beyond what I originally thought I was capable of. And it made me admire how proud of something that I worked so hard to build, something that I love to work on and love to share with others when I run campaigns. In terms of general layout, the general layout of the world was almost immediately thought of to be four major continents, each that would be diverse in their history, but would also have perfect blends of various groups and cultures. The ancient history of this world was designed to be rich and numerous, but generally unknown at the time the campaigns would be run in the world. Concepts like massive conflicts that had occurred thousands of years ago and the slow rise of modern civilization. By the time of the first campaign playthroughs, the world would be advanced in terms of both technology and magic. It would include firearms, but it would still heavily rely on magic in day to day practice. And I wanted both technology and magic to blend together in an excellent balance, which ultimately gave the best flexibility and opened the door for everything in this world. I first heard about TTRPGs, specifically D&D, in 2009. So I kind of knew what it was way back then. And I first started playing the game in 2012. But about that time, it was a lot of just playing for fun and not really knowing how the game works or the rules or the mechanics or anything like that. It was mostly just enjoying the game and then slowly learning how to play from there. But when I was in high school, I actually got to organize my own RPG club through the school I was attending. And from there, that was when I really started to DM and world build to a great degree. By the time I had graduated from high school, I had relatively excellent experience in running the game and designing worlds. But it wouldn't be until I first started college that I made leaps and bounds in how much I knew about the game, how to run it well, learning to be a great storyteller, and designing complex worlds. Obviously, the world of Aelithia wasn't designed until much later, but it does play a great part in actually visualizing and showing my journey from then, where I first started, to now. Today, I love DMing. In fact, it takes up about 90% of the time that I actually play the game is spent running the game. And it's something I continue to gain experience in, but I truly can call myself an experienced dungeon master and game master.